Okay, question 19. So we have a trapezium, PQRS, which has been split into two triangles. We have been told that PQ is parallel to SR. So with this information so far, what we can do is if we label this angle theta, this angle then will also be theta. And we've got two triangles. So to find the area, what we need to do is either figure out this angle alpha or this side x. One or the other will do. Okay, so to find out theta, perhaps to start with, we can use the cos rule. So cos A is equal to b squared plus c squared minus a squared over 2bc. Filling in the gaps, 30 squared plus 24.6 squared, take away 16.4 squared, divided by 2, 30, 24.6. And this will give us an angle theta equal to 33.17. So cos inverse of this will give you 33.17 basically. So that's 33.17, that's 33.17. Now we are still stumped. We need either x or alpha. What we can do is we can use the sine rule to calculate what, let's see, this angle is. So if I label that beta, I can use the sine rule to calculate beta. So to do that, what I can do is beta over 24.6 is equal to, or sine beta that should be, sine of 33.17 over 15.4. So then sine beta is equal to 0.874, so potentially beta could be equal to, if I stick that in a calculator, it will give me 60.92. But looking at the diagram, we can see that beta is very much an obtuse angle. So what we need to do is 180 take away 60.92 to find the correct angle, 119.07, which is beta. Now, if we look back at the diagram, we have two angles. We need to find alpha. Or we can find alpha. We can just do 180 take away beta, take away 33.17. So then alpha is 180, take away 33.17, take away 119.07, and that gives us an angle of 28.83. So looking back at the diagram, that's 28.83. We have an angle that is encompassed between two sides, so then we can use the sine rule for area, which maybe if I do that up here, a half AB sine C is equal to area of a triangle. So filling in the gaps, a half times 24.6 multiplied by 15.4 times sine of 28.83 will give you 91.34 centimeters squared as your area. Okay, moving on to the next question. We need to calculate an upper bound for n. So to start with, it says upper and upper. I think they mean upper and lower. So if we start by finding the upper and lower bounds of each of our quantities, 7, x and y. Do a little table. R, x, y. Upper bound and lower bound. So r is measured correct to the three significant figures. So the upper bound is 7.535. Lower bound is 7.525. X is measured correct to one decimal place. So it can be 52.5 or 51.5. And y is measured also to one decimal place. So it can be 3.5 for your upper bound and 2.5 for the lower bound. Now to find the upper bound of n, we want to, if I put e, okay. an upper bound. To find this, what I want to do is I want to make the numerator as big as possible and the denominator as small as possible. So I will use the upper bound for the numerator. So the upper bound of r, which is 7.535, plus 37, upper bound again, of x, which is 52.5, and then, oh, there should be a sign, and divide it by the lower bound of y, which is 2.5. And this will give me 3.841. Now to find the lower bound, I want to make the numerator as small as possible. So I would use the lower bound for r and x, and I will use the upper bound for y. And this gives me 3.228 as my final answer for the lower bound. Question 21. So, if you've seen the last paper, this is a very similar question, if not the same. So, we need to find the angle of FGE. So if I draw that line there, FGE is this angle here. So if I label that theta. Now, we can start off by working on that triangle. Now, this triangle is isosceles, so we can say that that's EFG. FGE is equal to EFG, and it's isosceles. So, okay, we can start off by working with the interior angle of the pentagon and the hexagon. So to find the interior angles, what we need to do is use the formula n minus 2 times 180 divided by n. So n equals 5, 5 minus 2 times 180 over 5 equals 108 degrees. Same for 6. And that will give us 120 degrees. So if we take one away from the other to find the angle FEG, that will give you 12 degrees. Now, since the base angles are the same, we can do 180, take away 12 over 2, which will give you 84 degrees as your answer for FGE.